The Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto noticed the 80-20 rule in wealth distribution in the 1800s. During the 1900s, most of the 20th century, Joseph M. Juran documented the 80-20 rule in all sorts of problem-solving examples. We use Pareto analysis, or the Pareto chart, to help us to prioritize or focus our improvement efforts. And so a Pareto chart is a decreasing frequency distribution combined with a cumulative percent in a line chart. So if we're looking at data from, this is the Southwestern University example at the end of Chapter 6 in Principles of Operation Management, the 10th edition, we have ABCDF, which doesn't lend itself really well to Pareto distribution. So what we're going to do is insert a couple of columns and make it look more like a Pareto distribution. So what we want to do, we're going to look at combination of grades C through F. So we'll say C through F. And to create that, we'll just sum those columns. So equals H4 to J4. I'm sorry. Sum H4 to J4. And we'll copy this all the way down. We'll give ourselves a sum of that column. And if we wanted a cumulative percent, which is what you would normally calculate in a Pareto diagram, then we're just going to divide each number by the sum. So equals D4 divided by D14 would give us the percent for the first column, and then after that we'll add that. So it equals E4 plus D5 divided by D$14, and then we add that for each subsequent. End up with 1. So that's correct. We'll change that to a percent, and now we're ready to create the Pareto chart. And the Pareto chart will highlight the data, and really we only need to highlight this data to create the chart. Then we hit, so we've got the items and weight, and then we have the variable of interest, and so we insert and then recommended charts, and there's the Pareto, and there's our chart. So we need to edit the chart a tiny bit. We need to at least change the title. Then we'll call this Pareto of C to F grades. Game day satisfaction. And there it is. So that's a very quick Pareto, and that's the chart. And then the next step is to look at the chart and decide, well, what does it mean? And essentially we're looking at which of the items should we focus on first. And so we're starting over here on the left. If you're looking at 80%, then we would be focusing on basically these first 5 items. If we were looking at just where is there sort of a break, maybe we would focus especially on the first 3 items. So remember, in any Pareto distribution, we want to the end result is items to focus on. So that's a quick demo of the Pareto principle.